But the more and more I listen to all these success stories from entrepreneurs and these books I'm reading, I'm starting to realize that one of the key traits they have is that they surround themselves and they choose their environments in terms of who they associate with so that they can benefit from positive people who uplift them. And they have certain mindsets. And one of the common mindsets, you'll see this in a lot of people, Richard Branson, on and on and on, is that they have chosen to not blame anyone else. I mean, it's eerie how many people have said this who are successful. I'm reading this book by Darren Hardy. He was broke at one point, and after a decade of struggle, he became a man worth tens of millions of dollars. And he was in a lot of people's shoes, just like you, for a long time. And he was trying to figure out what was not working. And one of the key things he found, again, I mean, there's a lot of sources I can quote from. One of the things he said he did was he stopped blaming other people. It's not just him too. I was watching this video the other day, and I forgot his name, but this was a black entrepreneur, and he was broke for about the first 10 years of his. I mean, he was broke for a long time, and he was living in the garbage with his wife, and he finally made it after many years of struggle. And again, a key trait that they all had was they stopped blaming their surroundings. And this was what this homeless man was doing. And I just didn't agree with it. I mean, it's so hard to slip into that mindset. And I was just I'm trying very hard to stay away from that. And these successful people, what they're doing is they have stopped blaming everything else. And they have decided that it's their responsibility to get out of this mess. And they refuse to sit there and complain about how, oh, this person did me wrong or this society sucks. And it's all the things that this homeless man was doing on the streets. So, you know, for me, I didn't like that video at all. And I think there's a lot of, you know, influences that you should yourself start picking up on and pushing them away or moving away slowly from them and more towards the people who are successful if that's what you want to achieve. So that's really what I want to say in a nutshell. Oh yeah, and the second video that motivated me to make this was by a girl named Jen X Penn. She's very successful on YouTube now, has 2 million subscribers, and she's telling her story. It was a recently released video about how having a positive attitude is so important. And she's talking about how it has influenced her environment and the people around her tremendously, and how it kept her going for a while. And she said that when she first started doing YouTube, a lot of people at school found out about it, and some of them were very mean about it to her while she walked around the halls. And it caused her to almost quit numerous times. And on top of that, it caused her to really get down on herself and delete a lot of her videos. It reminded me of myself because I had a video that went fairly viral, kind of, when I first started out, 3 or 4 years on this YouTube channel. And it was about League of Legends, which is the most played game in the world right now. And it was about girl gamers. However, it got a bit of bad press. This girl posted this video that was kind of derailing it, and I ended up taking down and deleting that video because of it. And you know, my video got 50% dislikes, and it got up to like 50,000 views, but people were hating in the comments below, and it caused me to delete it. So it reminded me of myself, and for her, she deleted a lot of her own videos, which she regretted. For me, you know, sometimes I regret deleting that video. Same time, it was a bit of constructive criticism, more so like horrendously negative, toxic comments. But I don't fully regret deleting it, because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, you can learn from that. But yeah, the point is she didn't give up, and she was talking about how she didn't give up and she stuck with it. And now, after a few years, her YouTube channel has grown to this immense thing, and her lifestyle is just amazing because of it. So again, it's very interesting. And this is something I hear a lot from a lot of different people. And she said it too. She said, like, if you believe you can, you can. And if you believe you can't, you can't. Will Smith said it. He quoted Confucius. He said the same. Confucius said the same thing. And and the point of it was that if you don't have the belief and you don't persevere, then how can you really even get to your goal? If you give up, you're dead. You have ended your journey. You're gone. And I think that's very interesting, for a lot of reasons. And perseverance and persistence, again, it's one of those things I see a lot from successful people. They've had tons of doors closed on them, tons of rejections, tons of problems. I can point out so many examples of things like this. Actors, actresses, TV stars. I just saw this commencement speech by Lisa Kudrow, who was one of the stars in the hit show Friends. And for her, she had a lot of doors closed on her before she got her part. And same thing with the commencement speech by Denzel Washington. He had a lot of rejections in auditions where he was told he was horrendous before he finally got his break and so forth. So again, there are overnight successes, but the more I study successful people, the more I realize how a lot of them had to plow through a lot of rejection. And it's very interesting looking at life. And you see these individuals. I heard a story about, okay, so there's this man who played the Fonz. He's very well known. I forgot his name. He's an actor. And he was recalling about how he had a story where this 22-year-old kid was about to kill himself because he had spent 1 year in acting and he hadn't made it yet. And he was just so down on himself about it. And it's just preposterous. And eventually he talked him out of it, and he told him how it took him until until 29 years of age to make it in acting. And again, like, you really have to understand the perseverance and time it takes, and realize it's not an overnight success sometimes. And learning those things, I think, really helps me, and it really just helps me hold on and not give up hope. I realized that, these people, it takes a while for them to get there. Harrison Ford, for example, he had to make a living as a carpenter and do acting on the side because he wanted something more stable that could actually put food on the table and to support his wife and 2 children. And finally, at like 35 years of age, he finally made it with some decent films, which eventually led to Indiana Jones and then the Star Wars franchise. And then this Christmas, guess what? Star Wars is coming out, and he's going to be in it, and he's obviously very, very wealthy now. So I think it's very interesting. Too many people give up hope too soon. It reminds me of the story of that man who he gave up when he was junior in college, junior or sophomore in college, because he was not getting with girls. And he let the resentment and anger and jealousy build up to the point where he ended up taking out a lot of innocent college students because of it. It's horrendous. And so, that's all I really want to say in a nutshell. A lot to think about, a lot to do. Again, I'm still on my journey, and yeah, that's all I really got to say. I want to end this video, if anyone's still stuck around for this long, with one goal of mine long term. And this is a bit far-fetched, but I do think having high goals is very useful as well, because some people aim too low. And so I want you, before I tell you one of my far-fetched goals, I want you to give me one of your long-term far-fetched goals in the comments down below. And so one of my far-fetched goals is I want to be a interviewer of celebrities, whether it's actors, actresses, movie directors, singers, or whatever. And I don't need to be someone who does it every day, but I think it'd be pretty awesome if I could interview or, you know, really have a fun time with some celebrities. You know, I see these videos on YouTube where they play like these really fun, kind of ridiculous card games or um, funny games with celebrities, and I just think that'd be really entertaining, really fun, and it's a great message. You know, it spreads joy and happiness, and it shows the world that you can have a fun time too, and not to take the world so seriously. And yeah, there you are, you know, having a blast with someone who has made a successful living doing what they love and achieve success in life. So that's my far-fetched goal. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be an actor or singer. It could just be like a businessman or whatever. So let me know in the comments down below what your far-fetched goal is. And I mean, I have plenty more to say, but this video is long enough. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And oh yes, follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook fan page, and I think it's very important because in any case, if this YouTube channel goes down one day, you have some way of keeping in contact. That's all I gotta say. See you in my next video.